Welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. We're doing it again, the factions map mode hotkey, but that's okay. We can deal with it. What we got going on here is I did forget that we need more manpower, so we are low on manpower at the moment and can't really deploy the guys that we need to deploy, which is an issue, and we will have to fix that in the future. However, let's unpause the game and continue on with our national focus at the moment. We've got a heavy tank now, and the Treaty of Wilno has been reached. Phalanges Poland is now a puppet state where I guess that's Latvia or Lithuania used to be. Yeah, by the looks of things, Lithuania used to be there. Republic of Belarus is also over there. However, it's Phalanges Poland now, which is fascist Poland, if you didn't already know. The German Reich has taken 18 states. Hungary took 1 state. Lithuania was annexed. Latvia was annexed. And 10,698 equipment was seized by both the German Reich and Hungary. Very, very exciting news in Europe. So it's currently 1939. We don't really need to worry about too much as far as tanks, but it would be nice to research some heavy anti-air and whatnot for our tanks to support themselves. Let's unpause the game yet again and continue watching the situation develop in Europe as the Netherlands joins the Allies and the German Reich declares war on the Netherlands. Doesn't look like the United Kingdom has joined their war, however, and Germany doesn't even have troops on the border. Why are they declaring war immediately without troops on the border? Because they're AI, of course. AI does some stupid things sometimes, sadly enough for them, which doesn't make them such a great ally in this game, sadly, because they often end up being destroyed. USSR has occupied eastern Poland. I don't know why Germany has allowed that. My cat is being annoying yet again and trying to crawl into my lap, and I do not want him in my lap at the moment. We've got our modernized telecommunications, and we are going to, I suppose, rebuild Herat. Yeah, because we need more factories than 100. We currently have 49, so that means 51 more factories before we can get our extra research slot. I was actually going to plan that we move toward Turkey in this one. However, they are democratic and might have joined the Allies. No, it doesn't seem like it. And we aren't in any faction, which means that they might not be obliged to join the Allies when we declare war on them in the future. This could end up being pretty bad, however, because of the fact that we do not have tanks in our army. Tanks would be very nice to have. What we need is to have heavy tanks rather than light ones. So let's change these guys out for heavy tanks. And I don't know what else to do. No template for our armored cars. We're producing armored cars? When did I start producing armored cars? Oh, I see. That was light tanks before, and now it's going to change to heavy tanks and was armored cars, I guess, even though there is an entirely separate thing in the tree for armored cars under artillery, I believe. Yes, armored cars under artillery. I don't know why they've decided to get 2 armored cars going, but it doesn't really matter because in the future we will be producing actual armored cars as our motorized or mechanized infantry progresses into Europe. I suppose would be a great staging point. So in the future, after we rebuild the Persian Empire's borders in the Middle East, we will move into Europe and try to take Greece, because Greece is the last thing the Persians tried to take before they were completely destroyed by Alexander, if I remember correctly. If you remember the story, it was Thermopylae and Leonidas' Spartans, 300 Spartans, basically held off the entire Persian immortal army during a festival, which gave the rest of Greece time to build an army after the festival to combat the Persian threat, and Alexander then moved on and conquered Persia. I think we need more military factories, guys, because we only have 23, and that's not a lot to work with here. So we are building Herat, which will give us 2 military factories, as well as 2 civilian factories for trade with the United States. That's exciting for us because that means we will no longer be at a resource deficit, and we are currently at a deficit for motorized artillery and support equipment. Not great at all. We do need extensive conscription, because that will allow us to get more men in the field. As you can see, it's already being drained by our deployments going on here, and that will help us out with building up our new armies. France has capitulated. Great news, the fall of Paris. And I believe that Germany is soon to form the Vichy government in France, meaning Italy will be booted out of France, and the German Reich will have basically all of France under its control. Vichy France will be over here, I believe right here to be exact. However, that is an issue. The influence of the Allies grew today when Sweden joined the faction. This will surely upset the political balance on the short term, but might stabilize it in the long term. Only time will tell. That is an issue, I believe, because in reality, Sweden was Axis. Very Axis supportive, helped Germany out with resources and whatnot. They have a lot of, let's see, they have a lot of steel, a lot of steel. Tungsten and chromium as well, which Germany might need for tanks and artillery. Death of Rudolf Hess. Deputy Führer Rudolf Hess was killed today when the Royal Air Force intercepted the heavy fighter he was flying off the coast of Scotland. The exact nature of his mission remains unclear. However, Hess was an accomplished pilot. He flew alone, and his airplane does not appear to have been armed. His remains were discovered by British authorities, but a state funeral with an empty coffin has been scheduled in Berlin. Hitler was reported as being visibly distraught. I can't talk today for the life of me. By the death of his old friend. This is interesting. I believe that the true mission of Rudolf Hess in real life was to, how do I say this? Negotiate peace terms with Britain following the capitulation of France. However, it didn't turn out going the way that they wanted, obviously. We're going to rebuild Baghdad as well, giving us 2 military factories, 2 civilian factories, and 2 infrastructure in Baghdad as well as Herat. This is very, very good for us, and we have more guys to work with. What do we need? Heavy SPAA would be nice, and I suppose we're going to put the other one on support equipment. Insufficient resources. We need 2 tungsten. I don't believe that it's a great idea to trade for that. Nine steel, on the other hand, would be nice. Japanese diplomats in Berlin. A new partnership is developing between Tokyo and Berlin. Negotiations have begun for a pact between the two states, citing both strategic interests and shared values. While it remains to be seen what, if anything, comes from these negotiations, the prospect of a friendship between some of the strongest military forces on each hemisphere is a cause to worry for their many enemies. It might be best if nothing came of this. Sorry about that. I believe my mic is actually extremely sensitive, because I noticed that it picked up me whispering all the way across the room when I was looking at it. I was a little bit astonished by that. We do need some chromium, and we can't get any because we don't have what we need for that. Regardless, we are stockpiling some materials for the future. We do need a new military base up here on the border with Turkey for our military operations there. So we're going to make that the top priority for construction and shift click it up there. We got 3 factories working on that. Not great because we did just get a few. And we should have quite a bit more. Western educated elites, again, children of our elite go to countries such as France, Great Britain, Australia, and America. They return with liberal thought, belief, and try to put their new ideology in motion. They misspelled ideology, and the grammar is a little bit off. I do need to contact this mod's author on that one. If this trend continues, we might see a larger movement form. And I do understand that I do not contact the creator of the mod pack for that kind of an issue, but the creator of whoever made the mod for Persia for that issue, because that's entirely for events and national focuses regarding Iran. Heavy SPAA, or SPA, SPGs as it were, have been done, and believe that we can move some factory over to heavy SPA. I understand that there is nothing that comes out of getting those. However, we do need to edit this to have heavy tanks on the front. Be nice, wouldn't it? Combat width is 12. So allow us to have SPA, SPG, and tank destroyers in the back, and heavy tanks in the front. I'm not sure how our combat width is going to be affected by that. It looks like it's only affected by about 2 or 3 for every heavy tank that we put in the division. Denmark joins the Allies, and the German Reich declares war on Denmark, and Germans show interest in Scandinavia. It looks pretty promising for the German Reich right now, but I'm not entirely sure. We'll see as it progresses even more, and nationalist Spain has joined the Axis, giving them another new ally, and hopefully nationalist Spain is able to push into Africa the way that they need to. They're going to block off the Mediterranean Sea by using Gibraltar, and probably cross over their troops into Africa to fight off Free France and the United Kingdom. Sorry about that again. It's very hot today. Very hot. at least up here. I do live on the second story of my uncle's house, so I do expect the convection to work like that, of course. At any rate, it looks like we are still at a deficit for resources. Not the greatest thing in the world. Fall of Gibraltar and Belgium has capitulated. We do need to show some more support for our infantry equipment here. We'll probably end up constructing synthetic refineries all throughout here. Sometimes it doesn't register these clicks. It's a little bit frustrating for me. And actually move those upwards some more. So we're going to shift click all of these arrows and then do that. That way we do have an air base over here first, and then a whole bunch of synthetic refineries giving us more rubber and oil in the future. Meaning that we no longer need to trade with anyone for rubber. And not that we would ever need to trade with anyone for oil. We're going to continue along this line. Need to rebuild Baghdad before we get into the war with Turkey, because we need those military factories. Turkey building Merinos Textiles factory. Doesn't look like they're really moving toward preparing for the next war or anything, let alone going for their sun language theory and peace at home, peace in the world. Or no, that wouldn't give them what they need. What they would need is to draw closer to Germany, I believe, to claim Cyprus. And at some point they do declare war through one of these focuses on Bulgaria. I don't know where that is, nor am I going to look through their tree for a while to find it. We've got a heavy tank destroyer in now, and we should be able to actually get this off of me. Produce that. It's 1940, and we need more support weapons. Support weapons would be amazing. So we are deploying nothing at the moment because we don't have the stuff for it. We don't have the materials that we need for it. We don't have the resources to build those materials. And that is an issue for us because of the fact that we kind of need that stuff. Denmark has capitulated, I believe. And we've rebuilt Baghdad. Now we get to move on, demanding Turkey follows our Sharia law, I suppose. But all jokes aside, we get 35 days to claim Turkey. That's not bad at all. And it looks like a kingdom is going to end up in a war against us soon. Free France, I know for a fact, will. But before we even think about that, I believe we need to head for Greece because they aren't in a faction. I do notice that some of my stuff is changing around, because as I think about things, yeah, weekly national unity minus 20%, not that it really matters because we have plus 20% to weekly national unity. We have guys deploying over here, and it would be nice if we could get that military not military factory, but air base up. over there on the border with Turkey before we declare war on them. We do need our heavy tank destroyer, as well as... I don't think we're really missing anything. Interwar bomber would be nice to have, and transport plane, but we don't have what we need to build that. We can take away one of these to build our interwar bomber. And in the future we do need to spend time researching some actual bomber technology. We still don't have that extra tech slot, I believe. No. I don't believe that there's anywhere else that we do get an extra tech slot. However, we do get research speed in researching guys, not guys, but planes in the future. I blanked there. That was weird. That was so shit. Asia Minor, however, it needs to be covered by our aircraft. Dive bombers and whatnot. We do have a low-level thing here, so we do need to upgrade it to a higher level airbase. I'm blanking out all the time today. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to give up recording after this one today. But we'll make this one a little bit longer because we do need to get shit going. What all do we have unassigned? We got a motorized division, and that is it. So our motorized division needs to go for the Persian Imperial Army. Ugh, I'm sneezing right now. So we can promote this guy. Who is it? Madani. So that he can lead a extremely large amount of troops. That way he doesn't have to really worry too much, or we don't have to worry too much about him having too many troops assigned to him. We don't seem to have as many bombers as we need. We don't have any at the moment. And we do need to invest in synthetics. That way we don't have to worry about trading for rubber ever again. So now I believe it's time to stop with those guys and get these guys moving up. Got a whole bunch of desert infantry in here, and they are going to be probably crushed by these mountain infantry, but I'm not entirely sure about that. So it looks like once we get these guys ready to move into Turkey, which they're pretty close to being, they need 78 organization for us to declare war on Turkey. Not bad, not bad. Not too great either. Regardless, we did just get some more of what we need for pushing in here. It would be helpful if we got these guys ready to rock and roll. Looks like we have them all ready to go, and we can declare war on Turkey. Let's declare war on Turkey. This could actually end pretty badly, but I really don't mind anyway. So let's push on in. Republic of Turkey joins the Allies, and we might need to join the German Reich in their faction. We're not sure yet because the rest of the Allies haven't really done anything about us declaring war on Turkey yet. but at some point they could do, and that would be very bad for us. So let's just move this to the side here. We'll have it ready and available whenever the enemy decides to join up. Yep, Free France has joined the German Republic, or Republic of Turkey, as our enemy in the Iranian-Turkish war. So I guess this is where we're going to leave the episode. We're going to accept joining the Axis and probably get our ship pushed in by France, United Kingdom, and the rest of the Allies. I don't really need to worry too much at the moment, but thank you so much for watching yet again. It's been great playing as a new Persian Empire. This series might come to an end pretty soon, but thank you so much for watching yet again, and remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this in the future. This has been the new Persian Empire, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.